Can you rely on Social Security? Can't tell you how many people ask that when I'm doing financial plans for them. They say, I don't know, Josh, because certain well-known individuals say Social Security won't be there, Social Security's broke. These people recommend not using Social Security as part of your financial plan. I find that to be absurd, asinine, and frankly, dangerous. The reason it's dangerous is because if you're not using Social Security in retirement planning projections, you'll probably stay at your crappy old job too long and you'll probably die at your desk. Or die on the way to get there. Or die 6 weeks after you retire. We don't want that. Can't stress enough, man. The years are about 60 to 70, 58 to 70. Those years are huge. He's talking to a guy today, and he knows a guy just, in his mid-70s. He just has nothing to do. He doesn't want, he has a boat. He likes to fish. He goes, I just don't feel like doing it anymore. And he never quit his job. He just kept going because he had nothing else to do. I said, man, don't let that be you. So he missed all basically he worked until his 70s because he thought he couldn't retire. Now he's in his mid-70s. He's just like, I just don't want to do anything. So he didn't do anything during his fun years, 58 to 70, and as such, now he worked and he missed it. Is that likely to be you? I have no idea, but it is somebody. Sad. Anyway, so remember, first and foremost, Social Security is an entitlement. It's not welfare. All right? You paid taxes for Social Security. You were forced to. Your employer paid taxes on your behalf for Social Security. They were forced to. You did not get a tax deduction on the money you put towards Social Security. You did not. Your employer did, but be it as it may, that money did not make its way back to you. As such, that money is yours without question. Can they sit there and say later on, well, Josh, we're not going to give you your Social Security? You say, I don't care. I pay taxes. This is what you promised. Make good on your promise. So let me ask you a question. Social Security, the trustees report says by 2034, it will only have enough to pay 78 cents on the dollar. All right? That's 78 cents on this. So there's three ways the Social Security the trustees look at it. They have the low, the intermediate, and the high. The intermediate is between the 25 and 75th percentile probability. The low is 0 to 25, the high is 75 to 100. So they look at the intermediate because it's 50% of their 100% likelihood of happening, is what their projections are. So they use the intermediate. Talks about interest rates, talks about inflation, unemployment, all this stuff. Anyway, the point being is they're looking at intermediate, and in the intermediate numbers, they think they'll pay 78 cents on the dollar until 2092. 2092, should nothing change. All right, so worst case scenario, they're only going to pay us 78 cents on the dollar. So not to use Social Security when we know the worst case scenario essentially is 78 cents on the dollar, A, is stupid. B, when has the government ever taken money away from somebody? All right, ever has the government ever taken money away from somebody, the bulk of which are the biggest voting bloc there possibly could be? Have you never heard of Dan Rostenkowski? Look up Dan Rostenkowski in Chicago. Dan Rostenkowski, he gets run out of a town hall meeting. He was a chairman, the most powerful member of Congress in the late 80s from Chicago, big lib, chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. He gave a talk on Social Security in a town hall in Chicago where the premise was they thought they were going to raise taxes or something else, Social Security, and he was run out of there. That's why they call Social Security the third rail. Part two of this. All they got to do to fix it is raise payroll tax by 0.25% on both sides. The employer and the employee, we're done. It's just not a huge deal. It's not. I don't know why they don't, frankly, but whatever. They will, ultimately. So we know for a fact it's going to... We don't know for a fact, but given what we know that Social Security will pay 78 cents on the dollar. We know that. Basically from now until 2092, for one for all day. All right. Part two of that. We know Social Security is an entitlement. Not a welfare benefit, not Section 8, not Medicaid. It is not AFDC or WIC. It is an entitlement. You pay taxes for that. Part three, we know for a fact that the largest voting bloc in America is older retirees. We know that, or retirees. We know that for a fact, the people who benefit from Social Security. Part 4, we know that no politics, did you know up until 2006, we were paying for pensions for Union soldiers during the Civil War and their spouses. In 2006, we don't take money for recipients. We just don't do it. Now, they might say to young, unborn people, but that's not you. If you're neglecting retiring because you think you don't want to hurt your grandkids because what they're going to do is Social Security, well, that's just dumb because they're going to do it regardless of what you do. Crazy. Part 5 or 6, wherever we're at now. How come no one talks about Medicare? I can't wait to get on Medicare. Medicare is dead. There's no money for Medicare right now. Social Security is perfectly solvent until 2034. Medicare is not solvent today. Social Security is the issue. Medicare is the issue. No one's talking about, I can't go on Medicare because it might not be there. Does the freaking commentators say, you better not count on Medicare because Medicare is dead? Why is it always Social Security? It's the weirdest thing. So will they tax Bill Gates' Social Security more? Probably. Will they raise the payroll tax for current employees? Probably. Is Social Security a Ponzi scheme? Unequivocally, it is. All tax schemes are Ponzi schemes, essentially, because they all borrow to pay for the things today. Literally. It's the same. Social Security is the same thing. Will it be there? Of course it's going to be there. Of course. Will it pay you everything that you were promised? 100%. Can I guarantee it? No. I would much rather, if I'm a betting man, I'd much rather say Medicare will begin to ration before Social Security does. Because rationing means certain people get this, so everyone else does not. And that's what Social Security rationing would be. They say they're only going to pay 78 cents on the dollar. They're not going to do it, my friends. Stop this concern about Social Security. Use it in your planning for your full retirement age. Do not reduce it by 20%. Do not reduce it to 0. It's dumb planning. Don't do it. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.